Hello, I am Savage. This is audio log 1. I don't have much experience in this kind of stuff, so I guess you'll be learning with me as we go. My life right now is in an okay position. There's nothing bad happening, there's nothing amazing happening, but it's good. In fact, I had recently gone over to my friends and done a bunch of stuff. We made masks. I don't even know how I made it, but through the help of him, I actually did. We also made some art, which I've yet to submit to the school of Slenderman, mine in his style. And then I've got work to do with school and all this other stuff. I guess the main interesting point in my life right now is that I'm making some video games. I've got 2 video games and 2 role-play games I'm working on right now. One of the video games I'm working on right now is Judgment. Actually, I only call it Judgment because I couldn't figure out or remember or put forth the effort to know how to spell psyche. So it's Judgment, and I don't bother changing it anytime soon. Anyways, Judgment is a very story-driven game. It's, how do I put it, scene by scene, with stories being the whole part of it, exploring, learning what is this life. One of my other friends, Mark, I had enlisted his help with making a story for this game. I had a couple other people read it and they said it was pretty good emotional. I read it over a little bit and I told them that it needs to be just a tad longer. It's good, but it needs to be just a tad longer so it can be enjoyable. That much more. And it's kind of play style. The gameplay of it is kind of like how you'd play Escape the Room, except for not quite. Instead of escaping, you're trying to learn this person's story through either flashbacks or letters they have left behind, diary, journals, notes, videos, the like. And there's also some books you have to find so you can go on to different stories, OCDs, and it's supposed to be randomized every time you play the game. So it's given a preset. I preset the stories, but which story is decided on being played is a whole nother matter. Like, how do I put it? Yeah, like I could have one story, I could have 1A, 2B, 3B, 4A. And another time I could have 1C, 2A, 3C, 4C. It's always randomized. Of course, I'm only working on the demo now. Right now I'm working on the art for it, the scenery, the actual scenes themselves that you flip between. It's very tedious work. And I realized it'd be so much more helpful if there was actually somebody to write it with me. Write the coding to do that. Because the way I'm making it is easier for me, it's just a lot more tedious. I don't actually know how to code using things like JavaScript and other things. I know how to code very little of JavaScript. And I'm doing it through a kind of a helpful website, Khan Academy. They're basically my second stepping stone on learning how to actually code. The only downside though is you can't import your own images and audio files, so you have to create your own within Khan Academy using coding such as vertexes, shapes, size, fill commands, no stroke, that kind of deal. So it's very tedious trying to work out the entire picture. But I'm getting better at it with more experience I get. It's not 100% perfect, but I definitely say it's not crap. Yeah, and then there's not much else, actually. My friend Corey and I will be doing some sparring events here and there. We kind of like doing that. We also play Airsoft every now and then. Actually, I may record a session of us playing one of the roleplay games I made, God's Game and Mutation Madness, which, in all honesty, is not balanced in the slightest, but it's fun playing them and editing them as we go. Well, over and out. I don't have anything else really to mention. Oh, I'll be keeping this to at least one a day. No, at max. I don't know how often I'll actually record and do this. But I like it. It's like telling somebody stuff you wouldn't normally tell them and not really worrying about it. I don't expect much out of this, really. Just to have an interesting experience. Well, don't die.